Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm working on a Craftsman V-Series 3/8 drive. These are simple, they're not hard. The only thing you got to worry about is not losing the ball bearing. Done that before. It's got some rust, a little bit of pitting. Doesn't look like this one's been abused, like hit with a hammer very much. It's got a couple of nicks, but all in all it's in good shape. It's got the oil hole up there. It even says oil on the top of it. But I'm not going to use oil. I'm going to take it apart and use my Mobile One grease that I use. Anyways, let's take this thing apart and see what we get. I bet inside it's dry. You can hear it's metal to metal. Which, it won't hurt anything. Ugh. Starting to rain again. Get it get it loose yet? Nope, not yet. Oh, I just touched it. Well, that side's loose. There. Yeah, look at the dirt. Yeah, it's dry. Really, really dry. Now you gotta take the clip on this side. Oh. I may have to use a different pair of pliers. Yep. Don't have to squeeze very hard, I just need it to come up. Well, holding my breath wrong, I guess. It shouldn't be this hard to get out. Hang on a second, let's try a little trick here. Oh, thought I had it there just for a second. All I need to do is squeeze that clip together just a tad bit. Well, just to raise it up, I need an extra hand. No, I got one side. There it goes. That little clip. Then you gotta be careful. You got a little tiny ball bearing in there. And it's right there. Which, if you leave the hole facing down and you just pull up on this, ball bearing will fall down in there. Then you got the spring, pull the spring out. And ball bearing spring goes on the magnet. You will lose it, trust me. If you're not careful, you will lose it. I have. Come on, rain. It's cold rain too. Look how it's just dried old grease. Just dirty. This was used, but the teeth are in very good shape. There's nothing chipped. I don't see a nick. these are, you know, these are pretty good. Sometimes you can have damage on these ends of these teeth right here. And these are in good shape though. Just need to be cleaned. Whoever had it, they took care of it. I mean, they oiled it, obviously. Just old dried oil. I say grease, it's oil in here. I'm sure this is old oil. Oh, maybe not. A little bit of old dried grease too. It's possible this has been a part before. Toothbrush. Get it pretty clean, then I'll use the Dremel on it. See, it don't take much. See what that carburetor cleaner cleans up. I use carburetor cleaner. I know guys use other stuff, but that's what I'm used to using. That's what I use. For me, it works. If it works for you, use it. If you find something better, that's fine. I don't knock anybody's trick they got, because their trick sometimes is better than what you're using, so it doesn't hurt to try it. I have a parts cleaner, but my parts cleaner's outside. The big one, it's outside and it's raining, and the small one's outside because I was cleaning it out and it's raining now. So maybe tomorrow I can bring one of them in. I wasn't planning on this much rain. Guess we need it. Just means I'm gonna have to work harder this week. Only day off, so I gotta make a couple videos for you guys. Plus I got a ton of stuff I need to clean up. I got a project I gotta do. I need to get that done too. I don't know if I'll get that done today. Sucks when you have to work for a living and just to eat, survive. It's not like we can work for mankind, make it better. Most of us have to work because we have to eat. For some reason, don't want to clean off on that. What is that? Is that dried grease? Huh. I think at one time this might have been blackened. Yeah, this was black. I wonder if that's heat treated. Why would that be treated though? Be that much torque? Never really looked at them. It's definitely got like a black tint to it. Oh well. Don't need to be messing with that. Let me finish cleaning these parts and then we'll go to the wire wheel. Okay, I wire wheeled it, and then I just ran it over the fiber wheel. And this is real time, just to show you how quick you can do it. And I just touched it just to polish it up. I took some of the, one of the reasons I went over the fiber wheel, it's got nicks, like you can feel the nicks in the chrome plating, so I just softened them up. And now what I'm gonna do is take the Dremel and just clean the inside real good. Just polish that up with a wire wheel. All right, sorry for the rain. If you might hear it in the background. Oh, that one's unplugged. Hang on a second. Change Dremels. Ah, that one's unplugged. You don't have to go as the length I did right there to do all that. I just want to make it as close to new as possible so it'll last the rest of my life. I just wanted to show you this. If you see this half moon right there, that's the receiver right there. That's your selector switch on this type. Real simple design. Turn left and right. That's your selector switch. And the ball bearing rides on the back end right here. And that ball bearing, when you run over that height, and then it clips in that one cavity, and then it flips back over. Just like that. That's all it is. It's real simple design. It's almost as simple as the old Protos, or Plum, whatever you want to call them back in the day. The pear-shaped ones. So now, I'm just going to run this over the polishing wheel. That's it. Doesn't take much time to clean these things up, take them apart. I paid $7 for this one, which I thought was a little high because I've seen these at a garage sale for $2. So, you know, a good wrench like this, if you find them, pick them up. Even if you don't need it, pick it up. If you ever need one you need parts for, or if you just want an extra spare one, they're worth it. All right, you're going to vacuum. I'm going to polish here in just a second. Just want to cover, this was an 8-inch polishing wheel. This was an 8-inch polishing wheel. This one I put my rubbing compound on. This one I used just a buff. That's all I use. This is the dry buff. And this wheel is got red rouge. So I got red rouge on this one, gray or black, whatever you want to call on this one, which is this. And this one is just, this wheel way over here is just a dry buffing wheel. That's all. I don't put any compound on it. It's just a polish. That's all it's for. All right, I'm going to clean the wheel off with my, what I do is to fluff it up. It gets compacted with the debris or compound on it, so I use the Sawzall blade to fluff up the wheel. I use the Sawzall blade to fluff up my polishing wheel. And that's the only thing, that's the only reason I do that. Done polishing. Now I'm just gonna, I gotta clean it again, and the reason I clean it's the polishing compound. See the black? That's polishing compound. It'll stick to any crevice, and you want to clean it up as much as you can. See all the black stuff? You don't have to, I guess, but I just know it's dirty, so I clean it. Let's look at something here. Yeah, see, I got really no need to clean all the letters out, I guess, because once I use it with my dirty, grubby hands, get oil on it, dirt in it. I'm here. I just wanted to show you guys that, you know, you can really go overboard cleaning this stuff. I mean, it's a good used tool. This is not a work of art. It's not going to be hanging on the wall for someone to admire. Most of my tools get used. Sometimes I do give some of my tools away to some of my buddies and friends and stuff that I got a guy that's starting out, he needs tools, so I run across some stuff I give to him. Christmas is coming on, so some of this stuff I'm gonna give away to some of my friends too. There you go, that's it. Now I'm gonna put it together. Real simple. Probably need to do first is put the spring and the ball bearing in. And ball bearing goes in this cavity right here. And there's a hole. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but there's a hole right there. And I clean the ball bearing and the spring off with carburetor cleaner. And I have two special tools. These are just bent pieces of metal, 26 gauge metal studs. I just cut the edges of off, that way I can have like a cup. And what I do is put a little grease on there and hold the ball bearing down before I put that other piece, and I'll show you here in just a second. Before we get too carried away, I'm just going to put a little bit of grease to where it makes metal contact. Whoa. Oh, and another tip. Do this in a 1 gallon Ziploc bag, and don't do like me. Do not do like I do, because you will lose the ball bearing, and I have lost the ball bearing before in some of my old previous videos, and I should do what I preach. But my rules, my tools, my rules. If I screw up, I don't feel bad screwing up. All you do is you press this ball bearing down, you push the bearing in the spring in that cup, and then you can slide this in just like that. That's it. That's all there is to it. You can use I usually use this little tiny flat tip screwdriver, but this cup, the way this metal is angled, it holds the ball bearing in place, and then I can slide this pawl right in there. And then I have one for 1/2 inch and made one for 3/8. I hope I explained that well. And like I said, the design of this, that half moon, is designed just like that. That's all it is. But before you do that, before I do that, I am just going to put a little slather of grease right here. It is metal contact. This is going to be the trick. Sometimes I can get these to go on right then, right there, and sometimes I drop it, it goes down, and I didn't have that clip in there. Well, all right, hang on. I can almost do this with my fingernails. Yep, that did it. There it goes. See? You can see the paw inside there turning left to right. Some of you guys, this is old hat. You know how to do this, but there's some people out there who've never done this, so that's kind of why I'm showing. Oh, I left the gear on the grinder, or on the wire wheel. Hang on, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I left this over by the wire wheel. So, what I'm gonna do is put a little grease where this makes metal contact on this base. Put a little bit on top. Doesn't need a lot. And Joe T pointed something out that some people, no, wait a minute, maybe it wasn't. Oh, I can't remember now. Anyways, you don't pack these full of grease. Some people just shove it full of grease. Well, grease, when it heats, it expands. And I could see where you get too much in here. And I don't think you could get it to lock up. Because you can lock up a motor if you put too much grease in it, because it's something turning at 3,400 RPMs, the heat it generates, especially if it's mounted up onto a circulating pump, you can, the grease will expand and actually push the bearings out or lock the motor up, which that's extreme, but it can be done. Just lightly grease it. And for those of you that like oil, use oil. I'm not saying to use grease, I'm just saying that's what I use. Oh, and also before you drop the gear in, set this selector switch at a 45, or right at 6 o'clock, to where the gear is not showing on the inside. See what I mean by the showing? The gear pops to one side or the other. If you do, you can't get the big gear in. It just drops in like this. Then you can move the selector back and forth. Okay? This drops in on top, but we have to put spring clip on. Oh, I almost had it. I went too fast. Now this I can't do with my fingers, I don't think. I hope you can hear me over the rain. There you go. That is it. It's not dry, it's not hard as it was before. Now all I'm going to do here, I use this wax. I use wax on all my tools. I use wax on pretty much everything, just to let you know. Wood, glass, you name it, I use it. If you don't have Rain-X, use this on your windshields. Works good. Yeah, it takes a little bit of time. For those of you that want something quick and easy, don't use it. This also gets some of the black off that's left. Yeah, see? Plus it could be coming off of my fingers too. I mean, this is a quick, easy cleanup. These little ratchets, some people don't like Craftsman. Well, some people are stupid too, because Craftsman never made their own tools. For those of you out there who still think that, which I can't understand why, Craftsman never made tools. Sears never made their own tools. It was always contracted out. And for those of you who don't know, a lot of your old Sears tools could have been made by Plum, could have been made by Snap-on, could have been made by New Britain. Many companies made tools for Snap-on. So those of you that are snobs against Craftsman, you're missing out on a good tool, and I'm glad you are, because it just gives me an opportunity to buy them. Craftsman never ever made their own tools. They were always contracted. I know I worked in a shock plant for a while, and shocks coming down the assembly line said Firestone on it. About 2 hours later, shocks coming down the assembly line said Sears on it. Different color, different sticker, same shock. So get you some of that. I got a kid the other day was arguing about me saying Craftsman were the worst tools ever made. I have no idea where he gets that from. You know, that's just it. You know, when you're buying Snap-on tools made in USA, can you guarantee me that the tool steel was made in USA? It wasn't, I guarantee you. Look there, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. I know some of you ladies watch my videos. Little shiny. It's not brand new. I mean, come on. You can see the nicks there. I didn't put it on the belt sander to take all that off. You can see little nicks in it. I just wanted to clean this up, tune it up, give it a nice little grease. You know, it's like changing oil on your car. Changing oil in it is not going to give it a new paint job. But this right here it's a good tool for $7. And like I said, I think I probably paid a little too much. I think $5 would have been fair. But it's a 7-inch, I believe. Yeah, it's a 7-inch. These are good all-around wrenches. If you want one to stick in your toolbox, or if you want one to, you know, put in the pocket of your door of your truck. I know a guy actually carries this in 2 different sockets, and I can't remember what they are, but I think one's in 5/8 and one's a 9/16, but his cows are always pushing up on the gate to the feed lot, And every time he goes out there, he has to go out there and adjust the gate because they've twisted the hinges on the gate. And he keeps something like this. I think it's a Proto actually, but he keeps a ratchet in the pocket of his pickup truck, his feed truck, when he goes to feed cattle. And he says about once a week he has to adjust the gate. So something like this will get the job done. And it's a good quality tool. This was probably made in the late 60s, early 70s. I think they actually made these up until mid-90s. I think they started coming out with a thumb release. Anyways, not sure, don't quote me on that. But these are good quality tools. Don't know who made it. It's a V series. So if you find these, pick them up. I mean, if you find it for less than $10, I think it's worthy of buying. Especially if it's just dry and dirty. Even if it's locked up, you can get rebuild kits for these. They still make kits for these, and they're about, I think the highest one I saw was $13 a while back. So, you know, I think new these sell around $19, $22, something like that. I need to look that up too. What I should have done was clean this up too. I didn't clean the selector switch. I should have polished that a little bit. But that's pot metal. That's not the same metal as this. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's enough of me cussing and discussing. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down if you like my video, if you get anything out of it. I try to show everything I do because I know there's some of you guys out there that don't know exactly. And everything I use, just to let you know, all the polishing wheels, all the buffers and everything are used, except for one polishing motor I bought from Harbor Freight. The wire wheels, the grinding wheels, the fiber wheel was bought off of eBay. And one's a 600 grit, one's a 400 grit. And I use them all the time. And then the polishing wheels are bought at Harbor Freight. I got a couple I bought from another online, and I don't use it. But anyways, anybody can do what I'm doing. I just bring tools back to a good working condition. There's nothing fancy about this. This is not, I mean, it does have a shine to it, but it's not brand new. This is not something that, it's a good used tool. It's not a work of art. It's not something that, you know, you put on the wall and admire. This is something you use. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give thumbs up, thumbs down. That's enough talking for the day. Subscribe if you like. If not, well, thanks for watching if you got this far. Thanks.